In this video, I've got all the Easter recipes you need. I've got a ham cooked in the Instant Pot, a couple easy and delicious casseroles. I have some desserts and even some treats for the kids, and they can help decorate. These recipes are perfect for breakfast, brunch, or your Easter dinner. You're going to love them all. Okay, the first one is a sausage bubble up breakfast casserole. And I've got a can of big biscuits, so I cut mine into 6 pieces each biscuit. But if you've got a small can, you can cut them into 4 pieces. And I am using sausage, but you could also use bacon or you could use ham, whatever kind of meat you would like in this. This is very customizable and easy to make it your own. And you could also put in some hash browns, some tater tots. You could put in peppers and onions, just whatever you like in your breakfast casserole. So I'm just going to evenly distribute all the meat over the top and get everything evenly coated in that egg mixture that I'm going to pour over the top. I've got eggs and milk and salt and pepper. Scramble the eggs really well with the milk and get it all combined. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the cheese on the top. You could use any kind of cheese. I'm using Colby Jack, but you could use Swiss cheese, Gruyere, just whatever kind you'd like. This is really easy to make it your own. Whatever your family likes, you can customize it to whatever they like. Alright, y'all, I'm just going to add that egg mixture over the top. Make sure that you have it evenly distributed on your casserole dish. And I am going to cover this and put this in the refrigerator till the next day, but you don't have to. You could pop this in a 350-degree oven right now and bake it. But I'm going to just make this ahead of time. And this would be perfect for before church. And you could make it the morning before church and just pop it in the oven before you go to church or after you get home. If you're having a brunch, this would be perfect as well. This turned out so good. It was just perfect right out of the oven. And look at this. I mean, it can't look any better than that, can it? But Doug's going to put him some hot sauce on his because this is for him for breakfast. Alright, the next casserole is a ham and potato au gratin recipe. This turned out amazing. And I did change a few things and I'll tell you. But this would be perfect for leftover ham, or if you just want to make one casserole and a couple side dishes, maybe if you just have 1 or 2 people. But this was delicious, especially with that white sauce. I've got some butter melting. And what I did change about this, I sliced my potatoes and I am cooking them ahead of time. The recipe says it's over an hour and I want to cut down that time. And that actually cut the time in half. So it only really took about 30 minutes. I didn't cook them all the way, but 90% of the way. So I've got those cooking and I melted the butter. And I'll cook the onions in the butter. It calls for 1/4 of an onion, but I put 3/4 of an onion in there because if y'all have been here a while, you know I love onions. So I'm just going to cook this until the onions are translucent, about 10 minutes. Okay, the onions are done, so now I'm going to put some flour in there and make like a gravy or like a roux. Oh my goodness, y'all, this white sauce was so good. And I'm just going to mix that in there and get that flour taste out of it. So I'm just going to cook this for maybe a minute and get that raw flour taste out of there. Okay, now I'm going to add some milk to the onions and just let that cook and get thickened. I did put a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder in there because you know I got to have my onion powder and garlic powder in everything. And I also added a little bit more milk because it was a little bit thick. Okay, I'm going to let that gravy or that white sauce hang out while I take my pan, and I just buttered it really well so it doesn't stick. Okay, I took my potatoes out and I drained them really well, and now I'm just going to put those at the bottom of the pan. The recipe says to layer everything, but y'all know I don't have time for that. I've got 3 pieces of ham that I cut up, and I'm just going to add that over the top as well. I had picked up a ham at Aldi a couple weeks ago, and I put this in the freezer, and they're not too thick, but I think it was probably maybe about 1.5 cups of ham. Right, I'm just going to pour that white sauce over the top of it, and I'm just going to mix it all together in the pan. And it was still good. I didn't have to layer it. You don't have to do all that stuff because it's still going to come together really well. So
This is another casserole that you could customize it. You could put peppers, onions, you could put jalapenos in there, just whatever you like with your potatoes, but this turned out amazing on its own. It calls for cheddar cheese, but I did add in some Parmesan cheese that I had in the fridge because that fresh Parmesan is so good. So I thought that would be good all mixed together and put on the top. And also, I think next time I make this, I might put some panko on the top. I think having a crispy crust would make it even better, but it was still delicious. And I'm just going to evenly put that cheese on the top. And I did add salt and pepper to this recipe. It didn't call for it. And I just popped that in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. Okay, my ham and potato au gratin potatoes are out. I wish y'all could smell this. This just smells like heaven.
Y'all, this was a winner. I didn't even show you the finished product because we ate this up so fast. This is one that you need to make for Easter. I'm going to make my Easter ham in the Instant Pot. I've got my ham from Aldi and it's already cooked, so this is really just going to heat it up and it's just going to be a quicker process than putting it in the oven. So I've got 1/4 of a cup of pineapple juice, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and then I've also got some cherries. I'm going to put that juice in here. It's about 2 tablespoons. I'm going to add in some brown mustard. You could use regular mustard. And I also had this stone ground mustard in the fridge, so I'm going to add that as well. And this is going to make a delicious glaze for that ham. And I'm going to add in some honey. It's a 1/2 cup, even though I'm just eyeballing it because I don't want to measure honey in a measuring cup. So I'm just going to mix that together and get that really nice and combined. And you're going to put your ham on a trivet in your Instant Pot. It's that easy. And then we're just going to pour that glaze over the top, and that's it. And you could actually cook it in the Instant Pot and then put it in your oven to get it like nice and brown. And you could put pineapple and cherries on top and then put some brown sugar on there and add like a glaze to it and get that caramelized on top. So I'm just going to pour this over the top and get it in all those little grooves because this is already cut. So I want it to kind of get in there and soak into all that ham. So I'm going to get my fingers in there and kind of pull it apart just a little bit and let that glaze get in every little bit. It's going to be so good. I love pineapple and cherries on my ham, but you could add any flavor to it. You could put cinnamon in there, brown sugar, however you like your ham. So we're just going to put the lid on and cook it for 4 minutes under manual pressure, and then you'll let it naturally release. And this is going to be the best ham you've ever had. Whether you put it in the oven or not, this was so good and so easy. This one's kind of going to be like a little dirt cake, but it's going to be an Easter theme. So I've got some lemon cookies that I'm going to crush up. I've got some little cups that I'm going to use. Little sparkly cups that I found at Walmart. I've got some Peeps. You could use any kind of Peeps. I've got some Easter grass and some Jell-O. I've got those cookies crushed up, and I made the Jell-O per the package instruction. So I'm going to take my cup and I'm going to fill it with the Jell-O. You could use different flavors. You could use chocolate, whatever you like. You could use any kind of Peep, any color. So this is customizable to what your kids like. So I filled it about 3/4 of the way full. I like a lot of pudding in mine. And then we're going to top it with those crushed cookies. Like I said, you could use chocolate, vanilla, whatever you like, whatever colors you want for your little cakes. So top that with the cookies. All right, I've got my cookie crumbs on there. Now I'm going to add my Peep. And I found this bubblegum grass at Walmart, so I'm going to add that to the bottom of it. I think next time I'll probably tear those little strips in half. They were pretty long for this, so next time I'll cut them up in little pieces so it looks more like grass. But I think it turned out pretty cute. Then just put your little eggs around it. I think these were a little bit big. I think next time I'll try and find some that are a little bit smaller, but those were so cute. My grandkids absolutely love this.
I have got some Rice Krispie treats. These are still warm. I just made them, and I'm taking like little bits of it, not a whole lot, and I'm putting in a sprayed muffin tin. I sprayed the back of my spoon, and I'm just making little nests here. I think this is going to work out really good. And I love Rice Krispie treats. Y'all don't even know. I'm going to put them in the refrigerator and let them cool down. Y'all, I've got these and they're set up. So now we're going to try and get them out of the muffin tins. So let's see. Oh yeah. I'm just going to get 2 of them out. That is cute. Let's go ahead and put some of the gummy grass in there, or the bubblegum grass. And I'm going to put, I've got 2 different kinds of eggs, the robin's eggs and the gummy eggs. And these are, I think, cuter than the robin eggs. So you can put some in there. And just make it like that. It's like a little egg. And I thought I probably need more grass in there to make it a little bit cuter, but this is adorable. And maybe even do a peep. Look how cute that is. You could put maybe some of these eggs on the bottom and have the little peep sitting on there. The little chick, look at that. How cute is that? And it's just 3 ingredients if you use a store-bought crust. And you can use any kind of Jell-O flavor, but I'm just using lemon since that's what I have on hand. And you'll use it a little bit different than the package directions, so I will have the recipe linked down below. But I'm just going to put that in the bowl, and you'll take some boiling water and pour that over the Jell-O, and you'll mix that up for about 2 minutes until the Jell-O is nice and dissolved. And then you'll also take some ice water and ice, and you'll mix that together and put that in, and you'll stir that around for 2 or 3 minutes until it gets nice and thickened. And this is a really easy and quick recipe. And then you'll just put in your whipped topping. This is just the Walmart whipped topping, or you can use Cool Whip. And I'm just going to use that whole container, and that's it. All you have to do is mix that up and put it in your pie shell.
You can do so many things with this. You could change the color by using a different Jell-O. You could add fruit to this. Just so many ways that you can customize this and make it your own. And it was so easy to make, and people are going to think you worked hard on this, but it only took about 5 minutes to put it together. All right, I put the top on. I'm going to put it in the fridge for 2 or 3 hours, or you could even put it in the freezer to save you a little bit of time. But I just put a lemon on the top and put some whipped cream on there, and this was so good. This is such an easy dessert, and you can make it into whatever kind of flavor you like, and it's perfect for Easter. I had some graham cracker mini pies, so I thought I would make some mini versions of that pie and use some different colors. So I'm going to use a blue and a green to make these little pies. And I have the grandkids, and I'm going to let them decorate and help decorate. And I've got a green and a blue. So I just mix those up and put those in those little pies. And this was so cute. We got some whipped cream. We got some of those little eggs and put them on top. Got some sprinkles. This is a great project to do with the grandkids or your kids, and let them do whatever they want with them and decorate them the way they like. This Kool-Aid pie is another easy one. It takes 4 ingredients if you buy your own crust, and you could use any color Kool-Aid you like, any flavor, and it's just totally customizable to what your family likes. So I will have all these recipes linked down below in the description box, but you just mix that together, that's it, and put it in your pie crust. It couldn't be any easier, and perfect if you've got an Easter where you need to bring something, but you really don't know what to bring and you don't have a lot of time to figure it out. This is perfect because it looks amazing, and nobody's going to know that this took you about 10 minutes to put together. So perfect for dessert for Easter.
Okay, the last recipe is a strawberry whoopie pie, and I'm using some strawberry cake mix, some softened butter, and I'm also going to use 2 eggs and mix that up into a batter. Okay, I lined them on some parchment paper on a cookie sheet, and I took a scooper so that way they would be all the same size. And I baked them in the oven at 350 for about 7 to 9 minutes. I melted a half a block of cream cheese. I wanted to add it to the cream cheese icing because I didn't want it to be too sweet, because you already have that sweet cake mix that you've got to make the cookies with. So I just wanted something to add in there, and it was perfect. I don't like marshmallow cream, so I thought this would be perfect to put in there to take away some of that sweetness. Okay, I have my little whoopie pies out of the oven. They cracked on the top a little bit, but they were still good. They might not be that attractive, but they were delicious, and we all ate them. And I even gave one to my son for his birthday, as his birthday cake. Then I'm going to take that cream cheese mixture and just put that on the whoopie pies and put them together. And I don't know why I've never made these before, but they were so easy to do. I will try and make some different ones next time, different flavors. I wish I would have put some food coloring in there and made them a little bit more pink, but they turned out a little bit more orange than pink. I still had some of those sprinkles, so I thought I would decorate one of them and see how it looked. I might have to do that again and get some different kind of sprinkles, but I really liked the way it looked.
All these recipes were just perfect for Easter. You could make them into different colors, into different flavors, use sprinkles, all kinds of Easter decorations to make this really fun and festive. So I hope you enjoy all these recipes, and I'll see y'all in the next video.